Breaking news for millions of Australians. Centrelink payments are going up, and some recipients will see significantly more money hitting their accounts. But here's the critical question. Who will benefit the most from these increases? If you're on age pension, JobSeeker, disability support, or any Centrelink payment, you need to watch this entire video because I'm breaking down exactly who gets what, when you'll receive it, and how to make sure you're getting every dollar you're entitled to. Stay with me because some of these numbers might surprise you. Welcome to my channel, your trusted source for the latest updates on Australian Social Security, pension news, and government support programs. I'm here to cut through the confusion and bring you accurate, verified information that directly impacts your financial well-being. Today, we're diving deep into the Centrelink payment increases for late 2025 and early 2026. And trust me, this is information you cannot afford to miss. Whether you're a pensioner, a carer, a student, or receiving any form of government assistance, these changes will affect you. So let's get straight into the facts and figures that matter most to your household budget. Let me start by addressing the elephant in the room. You've probably seen headlines and social media posts claiming massive one-time Centrelink bonuses of $5,000, $720, or other eye-catching amounts. I need to be completely honest with you right from the start. Most of these claims are either exaggerated, outdated, or completely false. The Australian government has not announced any universal lump sum bonus payments for all Centrelink recipients in December 2025 or early 2026. What we do have, however, is something far more reliable and sustainable. Regular indexation increases that ensure your payments keep pace with the rising cost of living. Understanding indexation is absolutely crucial, so let me explain how this system works. The Australian government reviews and adjusts Centrelink payments multiple times each year to ensure they don't lose purchasing power as inflation drives up the cost of groceries, rent, utilities, and other essentials. This isn't some new initiative or special bonus program. It's a built-in protection mechanism designed to maintain your standard of living even as prices rise around you. There are three key dates you need to remember for Centrelink indexation. First, January 1st affects specific payments including Youth Allowance, AUS-Study, AB-Study, Youth Disability Support Pension, and Carer Allowance. Second, March 20th brings increases to major payments like Age Pension, Disability Support Pension, Carer Payment, JobSeeker, and Commonwealth Rent Assistance. Third, September 20th delivers another round of adjustments to those same major payments. This twice-yearly indexation for pension-type payments and annual indexation for student and youth payments ensures consistent support throughout the year. The indexation formula itself is quite sophisticated. The government doesn't just pick a random percentage increase. Instead, they use a three-measure approach to determine the adjustment rate. They look at the Consumer Price Index, which tracks the general cost of goods and services across the economy. They examine the Pensioner and Beneficiary Living Cost Index, which specifically measures price changes for items pensioners and welfare recipients typically purchase. They also consider male total average weekly earnings to ensure pension payments don't fall too far behind wage growth. Whichever of these three measures shows the highest increase becomes the benchmark for that indexation period. This layered approach ensures that payment increases genuinely reflect the real-world financial pressures recipients face. Now let's talk specifics about what happened in September 2025, because those increases are still flowing through to December payments. The September indexation brought meaningful boosts across multiple payment categories. For age pension recipients, single pensioners saw their maximum fortnightly rate increase by $29.70, bringing the total to $1,178.70 per fortnight. Couples each received an increase of $22.40, with each partner now receiving $888.50 per fortnight. These figures include the base pension, pension supplement, and energy supplement combined. Disability support. Pension rates mirror the age. Pension increases in most cases. Single recipients under 21 without children receive $1,051.30 per fortnight. Single recipients aged 21 and over receive the same rate as age pension at $1,178.70 per fortnight. Partnered recipients each receive $888.50 per fortnight. The DSP recognizes that people with permanent disabilities face additional costs and deserve income security that reflects their circumstances. JobSeeker payment, which supports people actively looking for work, also increased in September. Single recipients aged 22 and over with no children now receive $793.60 per fortnight. Single recipients aged 60 and over receive $852.50 per fortnight, acknowledging the particular challenges older job seekers face. Single parents receive $915 per fortnight. Partnered recipients each get $723 per fortnight. These rates include various supplements and the energy supplement where applicable. Parenting payment provides crucial support for parents caring for young children. Single parents now receive $1,030.30 per fortnight. This rate is deliberately higher than JobSeeker because the government recognizes the significant costs and challenges of raising children alone. Partnered parents each receive $723 per fortnight. An important recent change extended parenting payment single until the youngest child turns 14. Previously, it cut off when the child turned 8. This means thousands of single parents can continue receiving the higher payment rate for several more years rather than being forced onto the lower JobSeeker rate. Commonwealth rent assistance deserves special attention because it's been one of the most significantly boosted supplements in recent years. Since the current government took office, rent assistance has increased by approximately 45%. This is a direct response to the rental crisis affecting Australians across the country. Single recipients with no children can receive up to $165.99 per fortnight. Single recipients with 1 or 2 children can receive up to $196.38 per fortnight. Couples can receive up to $156.48 per fortnight. These amounts are added on top of your base payment if you're paying rent and meet the eligibility criteria. Given that rent is often the single largest expense for Centrelink recipients, these increases provide meaningful relief. Carer payment and carer allowance both increased as well. Carer payment, for those providing full-time care to someone with disability or serious illness, follows the same rates as age pension. Carer allowance, which is a supplementary payment that can be received alongside other payments or wages, increased to $153.50 per fortnight. This recognizes the often invisible but incredibly demanding work that carers perform every single day. Now, let's talk about who benefits the most from these payment increases. The answer isn't as straightforward as you might think. In absolute dollar terms, age pension and disability support pension recipients received the largest fortnightly increases in September. That $29.70 boost for single pensioners might not sound enormous, but it adds up to over $770 per year. For couples, the combined increase exceeds $1,160 annually. When you're living on a fixed income, every dollar counts, and these increases help offset rising costs for medications, groceries, utilities, and other essentials. However, if we look at proportional benefit, single parents on parenting payment arguably gain the most. Not only did they receive the standard indexation increase, but the extension of parenting payment single eligibility until the child turns 14 represents a massive ongoing benefit. Previously, a single parent with a 9-year-old would have been transitioned to JobSeeker at a much lower rate. Now they can continue receiving over $1,000 per fortnight until their child is a teenager. Over those 5 additional years, this policy change represents tens of thousands of dollars in extra support. Recipients of Commonwealth rent assistance are another group experiencing substantial relative benefit. The 45% increase since this government took office far exceeds general inflation during that same period. For someone receiving the maximum rate of nearly $200 per fortnight, that's an extra $2,600 per year, going directly toward housing costs. In cities like Sydney and Melbourne, where rents have skyrocketed, this assistance, while still not enough to fully solve affordability issues, provides critical breathing room in household budgets. Carers often fly under the radar in these discussions, but they're receiving important support increases as well. Beyond the financial boost, recent policy changes have made life easier for carers. From March 2025, carers on carer payment can work, study, or volunteer more hours without losing their payment. This flexibility recognizes that caring responsibilities don't necessarily prevent all other activities, and it allows carers to maintain skills, social connections, and supplementary income while still providing care. Students and young people on Youth Allowance, AuStudy, and AbStudy saw their increases in January rather than September, and another round is coming January 1, 2026. The government announced that over 1 million Australians on these payments will see increases in the new year. Youth Allowance recipients living away from home will see their payment increase by $24.30 per fortnight. Students living at home will receive an increase of $17.30 per fortnight. The parental income test threshold is also rising to $65,189, which means more families will qualify for support. AbStudy students, who are Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Australians pursuing education, will see increases of up to $54 per fortnight for postgraduate students. Looking ahead to March 2026, another indexation is scheduled, though the exact amounts won't be confirmed until early in the new year. Based on current inflation trends, experts predict increases in the range of 1 to 2.5% for most payment categories. This would mean another modest boost to help keep pace with ongoing cost increases. It's also worth discussing what hasn't changed, because this is where some confusion and disappointment arises. There is no universal one-time cash bonus coming. The so-called $5,000 Centrelink boost you may have read about online is either a misunderstanding of annual payment totals, confusion with old programs that have expired, or outright misinformation. Similarly, claims about specific dollar amounts like $280 or $720 appearing in everyone's accounts are not supported by any official government announcement. What we do have is the $400 energy bill relief that has been distributed to eligible households through their electricity providers. This isn't paid directly by Centrelink, but appears as a credit on your energy bill. If you receive age pension, JobSeeker, parenting payment, disability support pension, or similar payments, you likely qualify for this assistance automatically without needing to apply. Let me address some common concerns and frequently asked questions. Many people worry about whether they need to do anything to receive these payment increases. The answer is no. Indexation is applied automatically to all eligible recipients. You don't need to submit a new application, contact Centrelink, or take any action. The increased amount will simply appear in your account on your regular payment date following each indexation period. However, and this is crucial, you do need to keep your details up to date with Services Australia. If your bank account information, address, phone number, or living circumstances have changed, you must update this information through your MyGov account or by contacting Centrelink. Outdated details can cause payment delays or interruptions. Log into MyGov regularly, check your payment summary after each deposit to confirm the correct amount has been received, and respond promptly to any Centrelink correspondence or requests for information. Another common question involves eligibility criteria. Has anything changed about who qualifies for payments? For the most part, eligibility requirements remain stable. You still need to be an Australian resident living in Australia during your claim period, though some exceptions exist for approved overseas travel or humanitarian cases. Income and asset tests continue to apply to most payments, meaning what you earn or own can reduce your payment rate or make you ineligible. Age requirements remain the same. Age pension qualification age is 67. JobSeeker is available to those actively seeking work, and parenting payment depends on your caring responsibilities and the age of your youngest child. For disability support and carer payments, medical assessments remain necessary to establish eligibility. The Work Bonus Scheme for pensioners continues to provide valuable flexibility. Since January 2024, pensioners can earn up to $11,800 per year from employment before their pension is reduced, with a $4,000 upfront credit for new pensioners. This encourages and enables older Australians to supplement their pension income through work if they choose to do so without being financially penalized. Let's talk about practical budgeting with these increases. Financial counselors recommend reviewing your budget whenever your income changes, even if it's just a modest increase. Start by listing your essential expenses: rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, medications, transport, and insurance. Then identify your discretionary spending on things like entertainment, dining out, and hobbies. With your payment increase, you have choices. You might allocate it entirely to essentials if you've been struggling to cover basics. You might build a small emergency fund for unexpected expenses like car repairs or medical bills. You might reduce reliance on credit cards or pay down existing debt. You could invest in preventive healthcare like dental work or physiotherapy that you've been putting off. Services Australia offers a free financial information service that can help you make the most of your income. These trained financial counselors can discuss budgeting, assist with understanding how additional income or assets affect your payments, explain government programs and concessions you might be eligible for, and help plan for major expenses or life changes. This service is completely free and tailored to people receiving Centrelink payments. Speaking of additional benefits, don't forget about supplementary programs you might qualify for. The Commonwealth Seniors Health Card and Pensioner Concession Card provide discounts on medications, bulk billing at many doctors, reduced fees for medical services, discounts on utility bills in many states, reduced vehicle registration in some jurisdictions, cheaper public transport, and discounts at many retail stores and entertainment venues. Some states and territories offer additional energy rebates, rates relief for homeowners, free or discounted public transport, and other cost-of-living support programs. Check your state government website to see what's available in your area. Let me also warn you about scams because, unfortunately, payment increases bring out fraudsters. Centrelink will never contact you asking for your MyGov password, bank account passwords or PIN numbers, one-time security codes, payment to receive your benefits, or personal information via text message or social media. All legitimate Centrelink communication comes through your MyGov inbox, official Services Australia phone numbers, or postal mail with proper letterhead. If you receive suspicious messages, do not click any links, do not provide any information, and report it to Services Australia immediately through official channels. Looking at the bigger picture, these indexation increases reflect Australia's commitment to maintaining a robust social safety net. While no amount of government assistance can completely solve cost of living challenges, regular indexation ensures that support doesn't erode over time due to inflation. The system isn't perfect. Advocacy groups like ACOSS continue to argue that base rates for working-age payments like JobSeeker remain too low, that more frequent indexation is needed for student payments, and that housing affordability requires more comprehensive policy responses beyond just rent assistance increases. The government's position emphasizes that indexation combined with recent policy improvements has significantly increased support. A single pensioner now receives approximately $3,900 more per year than in 2022 due to cumulative indexation increases. JobSeeker recipients receive between $3,374 and $5,038 more per year. Single parents on parenting payment are at least $7,579 better off annually. These are substantial real-dollar improvements in household income. As we move into 2026, several policy developments bear watching. Superannuation contributions will be added to paid parental leave, helping parents build retirement savings even while taking time off work. This change, expected in late 2025 or early 2026, recognizes that career breaks for parenting shouldn't create retirement poverty, particularly for women who are more likely to take extended parental leave. Further simplification of mutual obligation requirements for JobSeeker recipients aims to reduce administrative burden and allow more focus on actual employment assistance rather than compliance reporting. Ongoing evaluation of payment adequacy will continue, with advocacy groups pushing for more substantial increases to base rates beyond just indexation. What should you do right now with this information? First, log into your MyGov account and verify that all your details are current and correct. Second, check your most recent payment summary to confirm you're receiving the correct indexed rate. Third, if you haven't already, set up digital notifications through the Express Plus Centrelink app so you receive immediate alerts about payments and correspondence. Fourth, review your budget and identify how best to use any additional funds from payment increases. Fifth, research any additional concessions or support programs you might be eligible for through federal, state, or local government. Sixth, if you have questions or concerns about your specific situation, contact the Financial Information Service or speak to a qualified financial counselor. If you're caring for aging parents, adult children, or other family members who receive Centrelink payments, consider helping them navigate these changes. Many older Australians aren't comfortable with digital technology and may not realize their payments have increased or understand why. Offering assistance with MyGov account management, helping verify payment amounts, ensuring details are up to date, and explaining how indexation works can provide enormous peace of mind for your loved ones. The intersection of Centrelink payments and the broader cost of living crisis is complex. While payment increases help, they're just one piece of the puzzle. Energy rebates, healthcare subsidies, education support, and employment assistance all work together to support Australian households. Staying informed about all available support programs maximizes your financial position and ensures you're receiving everything you're entitled to. There you have it, a comprehensive breakdown of the Centrelink payment increases for late 2025 and early 2026, who benefits the most, and exactly what you need to know to ensure you're receiving your full entitlement. Remember, the biggest winners from these increases are age pension and disability support. Pension recipients in absolute dollar terms, single parents benefiting from extended parenting payment eligibility, renters receiving significantly boosted Commonwealth rent assistance, and students and young people seeing meaningful support increases in January 2026. If you found this video helpful and informative, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that like button. It tells YouTube to share this important information with more Australians who need to see it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe so you never miss crucial updates about payments, policy changes, and government support programs that directly affect your financial well-being. Make sure to click the notification bell so you're alerted the moment I upload new content. Do you have questions about your specific Centrelink situation? Drop them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to point you in the right direction. Remember, I can't provide personal financial or legal advice, but I can share general information and direct you to official resources. If you know someone who would benefit from this information, whether it's a parent, grandparent, friend, or neighbor receiving Centrelink payments, please share this video with them. Accurate information is power, especially when it comes to your financial security. Thank you so much for watching. Stay informed, stay empowered, and I'll see you in the next video with more essential updates about Australian social security and government support programs. Take care, and remember to check your MyGov account regularly to stay on top of your payments and entitlements.